Well, hello. Greetings from my sister's kitchen. I am out of town currently. I was teaching quilting at Cleveland at Anna's Sewing Center in North Olmsted, Clevelandish, Ohio. And now I'm spending a few days visiting with my mom and in-laws before I head home. So I am ready to talk to you from here. I hope you're doing okay. We are having one of those first 85 degrees, clear, sunny, hot days of the year, and it feels nice. I'm not looking forward to the fact that this will feel cool shortly, but so far, I'm sorry you're hearing a fan going just because it is warm. So leave a comment when you get here so I know that the comments are working, and we will get started. The comments don't always work depending on where you're watching from, if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or wherever. So let's see. When I was in Cleveland at Anna's Sewing, I taught home sewing machine classes. So the students there did fabulous. I had every student there was totally successful, as in they went from, I'm not sure I'm doing this right, to, oh, this is fun. So I love that I get to do that. Looking forward to doing more home sewing teaching. I have a couple more dates coming up that'll go on my newsletter. I also taught, I had a trunk show, which was all of my color block quilts, which means my car is full, absolutely full. What's that? It's got to be going on 100 quilts at this point. So a couple huge contractor bags, like 3 huge contractor bags of quilts, which was nice to get to share with everyone. Let's see. Hello in Indianapolis. I hope you are past winter and well on your way into summer, should you like that. And then I taught 2 full days of handy quilter classes for long arms and stationary long arms. So I taught free motion, how to design free motion designs, how to stitch them, which was really fun. And I taught how to custom quilt a quilt, like backgrounds and blocks and borders and all that different stuff. I taught negative space. I'm trying to think what the 4th class was. I should have a folder here. Let me peek because my brain just went, got nothing. Let's see what the last class was. Negative space, backgrounds, borders, and blocks. Am I missing one? Free motion, custom quilting. Yeah, I guess those were it. I lost it. Oh, borders, border magic, how to attack your borders, whether they're mitered or you think they're mitered. All the different ways, and chunking your borders and the order of stitching and all of that. So it was really fun. And I have a lot of unpacking to do when I get home tomorrow night. My car is super full. Fortunately, I did not need the back seat on this trip. I only needed to drive mom around or myself. So I didn't have to empty it all out. What else do I have going on? I have some pictures to show you. Let me pull up one more. Talk amongst yourselves. I have a lot of them opened already. Let me find more and more. Okay, last week I did not participate in a Facebook Live because I had a procedure done on my back in the morning and I wasn't sure how I would be in the afternoon. Hi, Ronnie. I'm glad to see you. So I filmed a video for you and had that playing instead of a live video last week. And the quilt that I used was, let's find a window, this one. So this quilt pattern uses 2 charm packs and maybe 2 1/4 yards of fabric, something like that, with some binding. And I show how to quilt all the different sections. It's currently on YouTube, so you can see it there. I have a part on how to do the swirl stencil, which is here, swirl stencil and background designs. And then I have a part on how to quilt with rulers, making this cross-hatching design. So you can go to DebbyBrownQuilts on YouTube and watch the video. It's about a half hour long, showing you how to do all of this. This quilt was just really fun and super duper pettable. It was great traveling with it. I realized just how many quilts I've quilted with pansy thread, because apparently pansy is it is guaranteed one of my top 10 threads that I sell in my top 10 quilting threads kit, but it is really one of my favorites. I pick it all the time. So you can go back and watch that on YouTube. The pattern, the link to the free pattern is in your newsletter, I think, and it's definitely under the YouTube video. So there's a free pattern written up of what to do with 2 packs of charm squares. And then I have 2 videos so far of how to quilt it. There will be more. I already know how I'm quilting the 3rd one. Also this week, let me see what else I have to show you. I have new color block quilt for May. I'm behind. It is strawberry season, at least in Pennsylvania, where I am now, in New York, where I'll be tomorrow. We're going in end of May, beginning of June, and through the end of June is strawberry season. Last year, I picked my fill of strawberries at my local farm, but my local farm no longer has a CSA, so I can still go there and pick, but it's not part of that membership thing that we had. They don't do that anymore. And after 13 years of doing it, I'm kind of sad, but still love strawberries. I have some in the fridge to have a little later. And I thought strawberries would be a great design for this time of year. And I decided to make them placemats. Now I make placemats in the 12 by 18 inch range. So let's see what the strawberry placemat looks like. There we go. I liked the idea of the strawberry on a creamy tanny background with the little stem on top. And then I liked the trellis on the side, or a basket on the side. I happen to know I have basket weave fabric at home that I plan on using for this. So I will be getting to make these as soon as I get home. And the pattern was written for 4, but you can just keep making and cutting as you need to make as many as you want, need, or desire. So that is your pattern for strawberry pattern for May. And I hope to be getting not only caught up with what I've missed, but filling in the back, filling in like the patterns that didn't get written and things like that while I was unwell, now that I am weller again. Did you like those strawberries? Let's see. It's darling. Yeah, I think I love strawberries. I love to eat them, and I love to decorate with them as well. So I think that'll be a really fun thing to have on my table for the season. I do have red plates. I do have green plates, so it'll work really well with my strawberries. I'm pretty excited about that. The how to quilt them will be coming up in future weeks. My goal is to have new content every week, and we'll see if I can get if I can keep up with that, because I was out most of last year, and this year I was dealing with dealing with my heart failure, which is under control, dealing with my autoimmune disease that was out of control due to the COVID and all the medications, and that's back under control, and then dealing with my back. I also herniated several discs in that process. So I had a back procedure last Tuesday, and it's too soon to tell. I'm not out of pain, but I'm not in the pain I was. I've given another week to see where it shakes out at. But so far, I'm fairly encouraged that I should be able to get back to work with the new me who lived through 2023. So look for more content coming up. So the link to that is in the newsletter as well. You can go to DebbyBrownQuilts.com, click the online classes button, and that will take you over to Color Blocks Volume 4, 2024. And those are going to be all seasonal quilts. So I know what next month is going to be, but I will also take any seasonal ideas you have in mind for the rest of the year. I have them all written down and drawn up, but we'll see if you come up with ideas I haven't thought of yet. It's amazing what you can do with one 16 patch, how many different ways you can cut it up and decorate it. Let's see. The next thing I want to talk about is now that I'm getting ready to start cleaning my sewing room and working through it when I get home, I grabbed a bag. Does anybody have their projects in just random tote bags throughout their sewing room? I do. So I grabbed out a quilt, and let's see if I can figure out what year it's from, because it's partially finished, and I put the pattern in a loose leaf binder. And let me see if there is a copyright on this. This is a block of the month from 2006. It is Ramblin' Road meets Jamestown, a Marty Michelle block of the month. Now, it is done with all of her rulers. So she has a log cabin ruler, and then she has a bunch of different shaped rulers like this. And I have them all. Have all of the Marty Michelle stuff. Now, this is supposed to make a quilt that is 82 by 106 inches, which would be a lovely queen size quilt. I don't need this as a queen size quilt in my sewing. I don't need this. I have other queen size quilts, and if I were decorating my bed, this was 18 years ago when I started working full time. So that's probably why I didn't finish it. Oh, heck, I didn't finish it because something else shinier came along. But I found that I have a stack of blocks that are finished, a bunch of sampler blocks. I have, where are they? There's more. A stack of blocks that aren't finished. So I still have these block kits of more blocks to make. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 5 more blocks to make. And then I also have, let's see, that should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I have 7 blocks done, but I will have 12 of these. And the pattern called for 23 log cabins, but I ended up with 24, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think there's 24 of these. I counted them like 4 times last night to be sure. So what do I do with this? I don't want to throw it away because it's perfectly nice. It just isn't how I'm going to decorate my bedroom this year. So I think I'm going to turn all of these blocks into 2 quilts that are givable sizes. Has anyone done that? Have you gone back and abandoned old projects or reformatted them, repurposed them? So I took, I'd say I have 24 blocks here, and let me pull up a design I came up with last night. Where did it go? Here it is. So this is approximately what this quilt looks like, what the blocks look like, approximate colors. It is black with a couple shades of rose or crimson, and then there's some green, and then there's cream, yellowy creamy on the other side of the log cabins. So I did my setting like this, and then I also have setting fabric. I have a whole kit for borders, and this I have a black border that has rose fabric on it. I have a red fabric, and I have a checkerboard fabric, a plaid fabric of sorts. So I think this is one of the quilts I'm going to make with it. And this quilt ends up being like 64 by 76, something like that. Let me see. Hi, Suzanne. It's good to see you here. I'm glad you're here. So the fabric that I have to border it with, I have this big border print here. I have this smaller border print here. It's just a rose, and I have less of it. And then I have a little bit of this checkerboard. So I was going to put together some borders on that quilt and make a gift quilt 64 by 76. And I think that'll be a nice size. I'm really happy with that. But then I have 12 blocks. And I think I have 4 more log cabin blocks. So that would take it to that would take 16 blocks. So 4 by 4 is 48. And then I can take it up to 60 with borders. But I'm thinking of some different settings. I'll have to think on it. But I'm just going to do one quilt, and then we'll work on the next quilt when I finish that one. I do plan on going through my projects one at a time and just deciding what they're going to be and making them into gift quilts. So let's see. Barbara, you make them into kid-sized quilts to donate once you abandon your larger projects that were started in other times when we had such great hopes of finishing them all. And Susan, nice to be able to pop in. Glad you're well, and nice to repurpose these. I think these quilts will be great giveaway quilts just because they don't need to be a bedspread. So I might be able to get 2 quilts out of this. possibly a third, depending on how much fabric is left. And after that, it'll all go into color blocks. What I'm thinking of currently for the second one is taking my 4 log cabins in the center and making a diamond, and then putting 12 blocks around the edge. But what I might do is do a big sashing like this to break it up and make it a little bigger, and then put an inner border on it. So we'll see how I can make that happen. Design programs get interesting that way, but I'll see what I can do after I finish the first one. Look forward to how I quilt these coming out in the As the Bobbin Turns, because now that I'm back quilting and have the filming set up again, I will be back to producing content while I'm in town. I'm going to be in town for about 2 weeks, and then I'm in and out for June. I think I'm in for July, out in August, because I'm at this stage of life where I'm back and forth, visiting parents and in-laws and things like that. But that's what this stage of life is for. And I have some knitting with me now, but I will prepare some English paper piecing and other things like that to take with me on the road. I don't plan on bringing a big machine to set up at my sister's house to quilt. I'm not sure how much her dog would like that. The dog's over there sleeping. It's just a nice day for a dog to take a nap. Some exciting news. There is a quilt shop between my mom's house and my in-laws' house, and it is called the Quilting Needle in Glenshaw, Pennsylvania. It's Pittsburgh-ish. And I stopped in there again yesterday, and I may be having some local classes in Pittsburgh while I'm back and forth. So quilters in the Pittsburgh area, I will be teaching home sewing machine classes through the Quilting Needle in the near future. So stay tuned. It'll be in my newsletter and as well on their newsletter. So that's exciting that even when I'm out of town, I'll still get to do the quilty things while my home base is here at my sister's house. So that's kind of what I've got going on. I have some knitting. Oh, I made some purchases. Let me find them. Where did the purchase? Sorry, this is just a bag. I bought yarn. I mean, this bag. So things I purchased when I was at Anna's Sewing. I had some very cute cat fabric. Isn't that adorable? I thought that was just adorable cat fabric. It needed to follow me home. And then this houndstooth is also cat fabric. Look at that. So look forward to seeing a few things made out of those. Oh, and I also bought this little spacer ruler. Which I'm pretty excited about. This little Drit seam allowance ruler that goes 1/4, 3/8, 1/2, and 5/8. Pretty excited about the possibilities with this, and I'll show you what I plan to do with that later. And then at the Quilting Needle, I got more cat fabric. These are cat, they're numbers. Here we go. Do those look like numbers? Like I see a 3, a 5, things like that. These are cat numbers, so I'm pretty excited about those. And this is a canvas. And then I have this, some yarn fabric, and this is another canvas. So I think those will make little knitting totes. And what was the last thing I bought? Art frame mini cards from Carol Doick, which looked really cool. So these are little frames that you put a little quilt block in, and it's your greeting card. So I have those. It's terrible that I have to visit quilt shops when I travel. Just horrible. So that is what I have going on, and I will be spending the rest of my time here doing some computer work, making arrangements, finishing up old travels, planning new travels, new handouts, things like that. And I should be home and making new content again by the weekend. So here in the United States, we're going into Memorial Day weekend, which is next Monday. So it's a 3-day weekend, and it's the time that we take off to remember our fallen soldiers. So for those who are traveling, safety through Memorial Day weekend. I will be back again next Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon from my home sewing room next Tuesday in New York. So 2:30 New York time from my home studio next Tuesday. And hopefully I'll have some more content out for you by then. So happy quilting, everyone. Stay in touch. Let me see what you're making. And I'll see you again next week.